Hey guys, this is Claudia of the Alexandrite system. This is a video that we originally recorded in February of 2021 for the first Plural Association anniversary meetup. We figured that since it's been about a year now, we asked the Strongholds if they were okay with us posting this, and they were cool with it. So for anyone who didn't get to catch that video during the meetup last year, you can check that out now, right now. While we are here, the Plural Association is having another meetup on February 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will have a video in that as well. That's a general Q&A about peer support and about our general Plural experience and how it's changed over time. So you can reserve tickets for that now. If you go to twitter.com/TPA nonprofit, NONPROFIT, you can check out the link in their pinned tweet. All right, enjoy the video. Also, please ignore our hair is a little weird in this one. Hello everyone, this is Camilla of the Alexandrite system. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that I was literally designed to talk about: work. Work can be a very difficult topic for systems. There are some systems out there who just are not capable of working in their current state of healing. And in fact, there are plenty of those who will never be able to work in a full capacity. So I would like to start out this video by saying that it is okay to be disabled. This may not be a groundbreaking statement, but I feel like in America especially, we have this nasty habit of putting the blame onto the people rather than the structures, when in fact any decent society should be able to accommodate those with disabilities. So we should be fighting harder for those who are not accommodated in our society. But for those of us who can work in some capacity but just need a little bit of help or some tips to help you move forward in a better way, these are some things that have helped us. Now we're going to be giving tips for two spectrums of work. One for white-collar office jobs, and one for customer service work. Unfortunately, we have no experience in blue-collar work, so we don't have any specific tips for you if you work in that field, but I hope that the tips in the other sections can transfer over in some way. Let's first discuss customer service. I think the two major hurdles for systems working in customer service are 1, irregular schedules, and 2, the customers themselves. My biggest tip to help with irregular schedules is to print out a couple of copies of your schedule and put them around places where anyone in your system is likely to find them. Setting several alarms also helps. Basically, make it impossible for somebody to not know that there is work at this time. Of course, there is also the problem of getting people to actually go to work, even if they know that it's happening, which will require a lot of teamwork, and may involve designating some people as working people and some people as not working people. There is no shame in being either, but I would like to say that if you go down this route, please make sure that the people who are working also get enough free time to justify them working. All work and no play makes Jack really pissed off at the rest of the system. As for the customers themselves, I suggest trying to find people in the system who are good at dealing with people who are upset. Unfortunately, customer service work tends to bring a lot of trauma in itself. I speak from experience. But I think spreading this work out amongst the system and playing to everyone's personal strengths interpersonally can be incredibly helpful. But also don't underestimate the power of relying on other people at your job. Odds are that you have a manager or someone in power above you who can help you handle situations that get too out of control for you to handle. This is a large part of their jobs. They can handle it. Make them handle it. Now, as for white-collar office jobs, you're probably going to have a much easier time, just because white-collar office jobs are, I don't want to say easy, but they're easy. Like, maybe not in actual content, and maybe not with the people that you're working with, but you're not doing hard labor, you tend not to do customer service work, and you tend to have a bit more flexibility in the way that you are able to manage your work as a system. And here's the part where I bring our own personal experience into this. So let's get out our handy-dandy briefcase and talk about a day at the Alexandrite Systems job. We work as an administrative assistant, which means that our life is endless meetings. So our biggest tools are planners and notebooks. Maybe this sounds like a no-brainer, but write everything down. Do not trust your memory. Do not trust the dissociative barriers between you to be better than you think that they are. Write notes. We have been at this job for nearly 6 months now, and this is the 3rd notebook that we are on. And what's nice is if your notebook isn't being read by anyone but you and your system, then you can write whatever you need to in it. If you need to write, Claudia, please make sure you make that Gantt chart for the meeting on Thursday, then Claudia will see it, and she knows, hey, I need to make that Gantt chart for that meeting on Thursday. Even though we know that we're the only ones that read these notebooks, we are a bit paranoid still, so we tend to use a bit of code to say who each message is for. Basically, each system member who works for us is designated with a letter. So you'll get a message saying like, L, please do this Gantt chart, M. Then we have planners. I like Clever Fox planners a lot. This video is not sponsored, but I will not refuse their money if they offer it. I just think that their planners are very well organized and they are dateless, so you don't have to worry about like buying a planner at the beginning of the year. You can just buy it whenever and label it starting that day. This one is actually just for work. We actually have one for our daily life that is a weekly planner. This one is a daily planner. The thing we like about the daily planner is that it has a schedule for each day, and you can see what things you need to do at each time, and you can list out tasks. It also has a lot of things about like motivation and keeping yourself happy. They do sort of assume that you're kind of using this notebook for every aspect of your life, but I find that it works just as well if you're just using it for work. So things I find helpful with planners are writing out who worked each day. So if at our job something doesn't get sent out on a particular day, I can look back and see who was supposed to send that out that day. That way no false blame gets put on anyone in the system. Also again, write everything down, take extensive notes, write every task that you do, and cross it off when you do it. I think my biggest tips are to remember that you are a team. You are a company within this company. Make sure that not just one person is doing all of the work, and make sure that all the people who work also get to have some time to themselves. I know it's not always that easy. Not everyone has perfect control over their switches, and sometimes even if you do have good control over your switches, things just happen. We have affirmations that we do every day right before we start work, and I'd like to just read the 3 that we do now. We can get through today. We are stronger, smarter, and more capable than we think. Each of us can tap out if needed, no judgment. Now that last clause only works if you follow through with it, but I do believe it's an important one. It builds trust, and it builds a sense of mutual help. If I get so frustrated with the project that I need to step back for a while, I know that Claudia or Sandra can potentially step in and take over for me. And that I will not be judged for not being able to handle it. Don't make the same ableist mistakes that companies outside of your system make. Recognize that people have limits and that you need to work within them. So, play to each other's strengths, divide the work fairly, and know your limits. And hopefully we will all be able to get through the ordeal of working before the inevitable fall of capitalism. Thank you all for watching, and thank you to the Plural Association for having us. It is always an honor to work with you.